Be truthful. Are you a lurker?
I'm a lurker. I'm not in there like, yeah, like stirring the pot and shit like that. No, I'm not doing that. I've been reading, changing gears a little bit. I've been reading on Reddit a little bit on some of these subreddits, and on these subreddits, there's a lot of these small business owners. Like they said, like, hey, like I started off an AC company, and we just
Before
started
you move
growing and
on,
growing.
be truthful. Are you a lurker?
I'm a lurker. I'm not in there like, yeah, like stirring the pot and shit like that. No, I'm not doing that. I purely lurk. What about you? Are you
No,
like engaging
man.
in stuff?
Obviously, like man,
You're like
I have
poking the
several
bear.
accounts. I have the troll account. Sometimes it's like, Katie, what are you doing? Stop trolling.
Uh,
And it's like, I'm trolling. So yes, I do have the trolling account, and it's funny because sometimes that one is the one that has the most karma, believe it or not.
no way. Well,
Uh, I have the one that is like, okay, this is me, and I have, like all of the different accounts that. But yeah, I don't know. I sometimes I think that and sometimes it's even questions, right? Like sometimes I do have a question. It's like I wanted to see what the community. So yes, I love Reddit. And by the way, thanks to Reddit, my daughters are getting good education. They're
how's
getting
that? How's
educated.
that?
They're,
Explain it. Explain it.
they're getting. We'll see in the future, but right now they are getting educated by Reddit and YouTube.
Oh, that's awesome. They're gonna they're gonna be ready for adulthood with
I
those two. Huh?
guess. I guess.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Well, speaking of these subreddits, like I'm checking these out, right? And there's a lot
Mm.
of. Have you seen these fire Reddits?
I'm there.
Like
I'm there, and I'm a moderator. Ah.
you're the mod, right? They're
I'm the
they're
mod.
they're like these early retirement. They're retire early. That's what the RE. What's the FI? Financial independence. Retire early, something like that.
Yeah, financial independence, retire early, something like that. Yes, it's
Yeah,
fire.
yeah, yeah.
It's the fire. Well, it started with the fire movement, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think that these guys, which now that you're talking about that, they create another one, which they call it the FATFire. It's
Mm-hmm.
like it's like because a lot of the fire movement is like, oh, you stop drinking your Starbucks, you save that $5 and buy like this ETF, right? Or buy
Yeah,
whatever.
and live in your van. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
that's
it's
not
like
quite what I'm going for, you know. Like, yeah, retire early, but I'm not gonna live in my van if I have a choice, right?
yes,
So
like a
there's FATFire now, ChubbyFIRE, along with your normal fire, and there's LeanFIRE. There's like all of these different fires. There's even Henry, high earner, not yet retired, something like that. Uh,
I don't know, man.
there's a
I'll
bunch of
tell you,
them now.
I'm only on the fat fire. Like that's where you see a little more interesting content. But
Hmm.
sometimes like it's just funny. And one of the things that I wanted to tell you is like on this one is like you see a person, hey, community, I'm about to get retired. I have been thinking about it for many years. I'm closer to 100 meals. But I feel that I still a little bit more, maybe another year just to be like in the safe side. And everyone's like, what the fuck, bro? It's like,
Okay, that's Mondo's troll account right there.
no, man. I'm telling you, because they are moderators and
Yeah,
they want to say, well, show me the proof, or if not GTFO, right? Like and
yeah.
yes, and the guys have to actually send some proof that they have some bank accounts and some investments, and the moderators actually do the job to verify. And the moderator said, yeah, the mod is like, yeah, this guy is legit, it's the real deal. 100 meals. And it's still in securing money. So I think that is just eye-opening that how sometimes your fears or your personality, even with 100 meals, doesn't change, right? You still have the same I guess issues. uh but yeah, I truly recommend that sub. Don't look at it as, oh boy, I suck. This guy has 100 meals and I have not even one meal, right? Like, don't look at it that way. It's more, maybe ask different question. It's like, how this person is able to have that much, right?
Hmm.
And if you go with that attitude, I think, in my opinion, that's the one that I go, right. It's like, oh man, like, how these people did it, right? So, uh, but it's astonishing, and you start seeing what are they spending, where are they going vacation,
Hmm.
what do they do? Sometimes, like, hey, I want to blow up some 100K. What should I do this weekend, right? Like, and
Yeah.
they're not trying to show off. That's the funny part, right? Like, the sub is like, it's like they wanted to spend that's the reason why it's called FATFire, right? They're already
Hmm.
retired. They already made their money. They just want to leave. But yeah, I recommend. I like that one.
Yeah. Definitely a fun place to be. What I really like to see is a lot of times when people are they do a post or something like that, they usually put their stats, right? They're like, okay, this is my net worth, this is my family, I'm married, blah, 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 my age, retired, blah, 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 this is what my yearly spend is. Like, this is what I spend my money on. And I like looking to see the breakdown of how they spend their money. And it's pretty interesting because, sometimes it doesn't seem to add up. They're like, you know,
Sure.
like and I'm like, they spend really little for their net worth. Like for FATFire, I think they usually say it's at least 8 to 10 million and up, for FATFire, for you to be kind of in that group. ChubbyFIRE is maybe like your net worth is between 1 million and that 8 million mark. So, and then it's not hard and fast rules, it's a little blurry sometimes, but that's how it's broken up. And I like to see that just because it helps me understand, maybe, how should I be approaching things in certain respects, right? To be prepared and to understand what's coming down my roadmap, right? To understand, are there things, or do I have gaps? One of the big things we've been always talk about is awareness. Last time we talked about kind of the awareness of abundance. That also helps me see, okay, what's out there, like what else can I be experiencing or working on, and things like that. I'm always working on self-improvement, and financial is one of those ways also. So FATFire, if you look at it, your mind's gonna be blown, the first the first time you're in there, because it is pretty interesting. Like Mondo said, it's so funny. Some folks are just like very funny. They're like, yeah, I just sold my company for $50 million, but I'm not sure if I really want to sell or if I want to keep working. I think I could get an extra 5 million if I do another 5 years. It's kind of like it's like, no, man, you got like 5 years left to live. Why are you gonna work to make another 5 million? It's got a weird, but yeah, very interesting stuff there. Any other things that you've taken from the sub?
I think that it's the psychology. It for me is more about that. That it's interesting that sometimes we are chasing, right? Because I was there too. I was chasing, and suddenly when you have it, and you don't understand it until you have it, it's like, well, maybe that's not the game. And and you see it very often in that subreddit, and everybody tells you the same, right? So, so the psychology for me is very very important. The other one is like, it allows you to see some of the cycles. A lot of these people, you will think, well, everybody's into Bitcoin. Not at all. Like, sometimes it's a very diverse group where sometimes they just build it with like literally maybe a business that it was literally cleaning like toilets, right? Like, so, and it's just a lot of sheer power. And for 20 years, and they just sold their business and 5 meals, 10 meals, whatever it is, right? Other ones are a little bit more lucky that they maybe in few years they were able to sell their businesses. But guess what? The key, most of the in the subreddit, has been in selling their business, or as well in a very high pay job like a fan. So, you see, and yeah, obviously you see the crypto degen, the degenerate. It's
It
like,
takes some time off from Wall Street Bets to come over to the other
which,
subs, right?
that's a good segue for the next one, right? So that one is kind of very interesting, very polite, kind of your old money, right? Like, working hard, right? but you also see in the other sides of the internet, like the YOLO, right? Like screw it, I'm gonna just get an option one day, and I boom, like 7 million, and that's your Wall Street bets. It became very popular because later, even they create a movie. Uh,
Oh, actually, I saw that one on Netflix, right?
it's about they a
The
few years back
GameStop,
they the GameStop, yes,
the
the
GameStop
meme,
one, right?
yeah. Basically, it literally the guy that kind of orchestrated all of that pump is basically came from that Reddit, which is
Hmm.
basically the Wall Street
What's his
bet.
name? Kitty Cat, or
The
what
kitty
was the
cat,
guy's
what
name?
was his
I
name?
forgot
Yeah,
what
but
his name. Yeah.
and he almost goes to jail. I mean,
Oh, Roaring Kitty.
roaring,
Yeah,
roaring kitty, yes, or
Roaring
roaring
Kitty.
cat,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what it
yeah.
was.
So it's interesting that it kind of how it moves the market, right? Like uh I mean, they just rallied up the whole audience and all of the Generation Z and some of the millennials, and just kind of move it right to pump the price for GameStop and Bed Bath and Beyond, and there was another
The
stock,
AMC movie
AMC.
theaters.
Yes, the movie theater. Yeah, yeah. So all of those to try to move it, but once again, that one is just also interesting to see um, some interesting ways to see how people are investing. Very risky. That's kind of the different opposite side of the spectrum, but it's awareness. You have to see what is, and I think that sometimes we haven't mentioned this, Eric. Um, Investing, it's your personality. If your personality is very risky, you're gonna have tendencies to do that, right? But maybe being aware of that, then maybe you give your password to your wife or to your significant other, and it's like they don't let you sell, right? So or vice versa. Maybe if you are too risk adverse, then you're not gonna pull the trigger. You're not gonna buy anything, right? So that awareness of knowing what is your kind of your threshold for risk is super important, because that's what it happens when some people are trying to buy whatever it is. If you're into gold, if you're into dividend stocks, if you're into Amazon, Apple, whatever, you name it, you can buy any instrument, or you don't even believe in any of the stocks, maybe real estate, right? Because you can make money like in many different ways. But the problem is with people. Have you heard the saying in Wall Street though, that the bulls make money, the bears make money, but the pigs get the slaughter?
Hmm.
And I think that just for the audience, usually the bulls are the ones that they just want to buy something, like buy because they think that the American dream is always going up and everything, all of the prices are going up. And the bears are the opposite. It's like, no, 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 this is too expensive. You have to sell. And again, both of them, they can make lots of money. But the ones that usually they lose their money is the ones that they don't know. Should I buy? Should I sell? It's like,
Buy high, sell low.
so it's like easy to say, right? But so I think that going back of what I was saying, if you align of what you want to have the asset, then if you trust it, you believe on it, then you will understand the asset. Then it doesn't matter. Like in our case, you see a chill, even that Bitcoin lost like 20% in a couple days.
And that
But
can hurt.
it hurts. It hurts like, oh boy, it's like that's substantial
Hmm.
amount, right?
Hmm. It feels pretty good when it goes up.
Yeah, for sure, right? It's like, and you don't tell your friends, right? You don't put it in your Twitter
Yeah.
account. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, subscribe, comment. Thank yous for all of our comments. We read them all and we answer. So please keep telling us what are the type of things that you guys want to watch. And yeah, and I guess that's it.
That's it.
See
We'll
you.
see y'all
See you.
next time.
Dale.
Dale.
Bye.
Bye.